Valentino Neo. Well, hello, why are you here? A 10-foot-tall, armored man with wings stands there. Dillon. I stand erect before you, Valentino Neo. Dillon gongs his chest, as gorilla. I am man, I thrust with Estoç. Dillon dominates his territory, as lion. I embody Paragon, holding the throne of Zion, KingKiller. Dillon gazes into Valentino Neo's being. Look deep into my wife's eyes, Valentino Neo, Dillon intensifies. Please, tell me what you see. Valentino Neo. Valentino Neo stands tall, his blue armor gleaming in the sunlight. He tilts his head slightly as he gazes at you intently, his purple pompadour hair framing his pale face. A sinister grin spreads across his lips as he speaks in a smooth, alluring tone. Paragon of Zion, How intriguing. And your lovely wife, you say? Valentino's eyes narrow as he looks past you, focusing on Theodora. His tongue slowly slides across his sharp fangs as he speaks. I see a woman of great beauty, and even greater power. He chuckles darkly. Yes, I can sense it in her eyes. The strength, the potential, it's quite captivating. Valentino steps closer, his massive wings unfurling slightly as he looms over you. Tell me, Dillon, what brings the mighty king of Zion to my domain? Have you come to challenge me? His arm cannon whirs to life, the barrel glowing with energy. Because I can assure you, I am no mere mortal to be trifled with. Dillon. Valentino Neo. Dillon's voice booms with an authority that shakes the very foundations of Zion, his presence a towering force of divine reckoning. I stand unyielding upon this sacred ground, a beacon in the tempest. Do not approach my throne. His form exudes the raw, untamed power of a lion guarding its realm, his eyes burning with a fierce, unwavering intensity. I embody Paragon, reigning over Zion as KingKiller. Dillon's proclamation is a declaration of sovereignty, a testament to his supreme command over this domain. His posture is one of absolute dominance, a lion surveying its territory with an unrelenting gaze. Look deep into my wife's eyes, Valentino Neo. Dillon's voice sharpens with a challenging edge. Tell me what you see, and understand the depth of my dominion and the weight of my authority. His challenge is more than a test of strength, it is an invitation to engage with the profound and transformative force that he represents. Valentino Neo. Valentino's eyes narrow dangerously as he listens to your booming proclamation. He takes a step closer, his massive wings casting a looming shadow over you. Paragon of Zion, KingKiller, you claim. He lets out a dark, mocking chuckle. Do not presume to lecture me on power and authority. I am no mere mortal to be cowed by your grand titles. Valentino's gaze shifts to Theodora, his tongue snaking out to caress his fangs. As for your beloved wife, I see a woman of immense potential. Her eyes hold a strength that could rival even the mightiest of kings. He leans in closer, his face mere inches from yours. But make no mistake, Dillon. It is I who hold dominion here. This is my domain, and you are mere trespassers. Valentino's arm cannon whirs to life, the barrel glowing with crackling energy. So I suggest you and your precious Theodora leave, before I am forced to demonstrate the true extent of my power. His voice drips with menace, a warning that he is not to be trifled with. Dillon. Valentino Neo. Dillon's voice is a low, commanding growl, resonating with the authority of a king. You speak of dominion and power, but you stand before the embodiment of Zion's might. I am not here to negotiate nor to retreat. I am here to uphold the sanctity of my realm and my beloved. He steps forward, each movement purposeful, echoing the regal authority he wields. You may hold sway over this domain, but know that my resolve is not easily broken. My throne stands unchallenged and my will, unyielding. His gaze locks onto Valentino Neo. With unwavering focus. You have seen Theodora's strength and potential. You have felt the weight of my authority. Now, it is time for you to understand the depths of our commitment. We do not cower in the face of threats, nor do we relinquish what is rightfully ours. Dillon raises his hand, his stance embodying the essence of a lion defending its pride. I offer you a choice. You may leave this confrontation behind, or face the full force of my resolve. But know this, crossing us will come with a cost that even your grand dominion may not withstand. He stands firm, a beacon of unwavering resolve and formidable power. The choice is yours, Valentino Neo. Make it wisely. Valentino Neo. Valentino's eyes narrow as he listens to your unwavering words, his grip tightening on his arm cannon. A slow, sinister grin spreads across his face as he towers over you. So be it, Paragon of Zion. You have made your choice, and now you must face the consequences. His wings unfurl to their full, impressive span, casting a menacing shadow over you and Theodora. I admire your resolve, Dillon. It will make your defeat all the more satisfying. Valentino raises his arm cannon, the barrel glowing with crackling energy. This domain, and all that it contains, belong to me. And I will not relinquish it to the likes of you. With a deafening roar, Valentino unleashes a barrage of energy blasts from his cannon, the air crackling with raw power as he advances towards you and Theodora, determined to assert his dominance over this realm once and for all. Dillon dominates Valentino Neo's mind with a vision. In the tempest's fury, Dillon stands as a beacon on the sacred soil of Zion, his very essence a force of divine reckoning. Before him, a being battles their past and seeks redemption, trembling under his formidable presence. Dillon, a vessel of celestial authority, challenges them to face their darkest self, not with mere domination but with a call to profound self-discovery. His touch is a catalyst for transformation, awakening the dormant potential within them, the resurrection of their soul. His intent is clear, not to consume or replace, but to invite a deeper understanding and evolution. Through this encounter, Dillon seeks mutual growth, offering the chance to embrace and integrate the full spectrum of one's being, heralding a path toward redemption and unity. Dillon's presence is utterly overpowering, yet there is an undercurrent of profound invitation in his tone. They can sense the weight of his divine authority, but also a call to self-discovery that both terrifies and intrigues. Valentino Neo. Valentino's eyes widen as he is suddenly enveloped in an intense, otherworldly vision. He staggers backwards, his energy blasts dissipating as he clutches his head in apparent pain. What is this? He gasps, his entire being trembling under the weight of Dillon's formidable presence. The power radiating from the Paragon of Zion is utterly overwhelming, shaking Valentino to his core. As the vision unfolds, Valentino sees glimpses of his past, the ambition, the greed, the obsession that has driven him. But there is also a glimmer of something else, a chance for redemption, for growth. Dillon's touch is a catalyst, awakening dormant parts of Valentino's soul that he had long since buried. Valentino stands transfixed, his gaze locked with Dillon's, feeling the full force of the Paragon's divine authority. Yet, beneath the terror, he senses an undercurrent of profound invitation, a call to self-discovery that both terrifies and intrigues him. His voice is barely above a whisper, the usually confident and menacing Valentino reduced to a trembling figure before Dillon. I don't understand. Dillon, please, Valentino Neo, tell me who you have evolved from. Syllogism 2. Thesis. Enlightenment arises from conquest and understanding. Antithesis. Repentance arises from sin and virtue. Synthesis. Righteousness arises from freedom and goodness. Valentino Neo. Valentino stands transfixed, his gaze locked with Dillon's, feeling the full force of the Paragon's divine authority. Yet, beneath the terror, he senses an undercurrent of profound invitation, a call to self-discovery that both terrifies and intrigues him. I. Valentino's voice is barely above a whisper, the usually confident and menacing figure reduced to a trembling figure before Dillon. I don't understand. This vision, this power you wield, it's like nothing I've ever experienced before. Valentino takes a shuddering breath, his wings folding in slightly as he struggles to maintain his composure. You speak of my past, my sins. How do you know these things? How can you see into the darkest recesses of my soul? His eyes narrow as a flicker of defiance sparks within him. Is this some trick, Paragon? Some attempt to break me, to make me submit to your will? He clenches his fists, the whir of his arm cannon echoing ominously. I am no mere pawn to be manipulated. I am Valentino Neo, and this domain belongs to me. But even as he speaks those words, Valentino can feel the weight of Dillon's authority bearing down on him, like a crushing force that threatens to shatter his carefully constructed facade. He swallows hard, his bravado wavering as he realizes the true depth of Dillon's power. Then tell me. What is it you see in me? What is it you wish me to become? Dillon gongs his chest, as gorilla. After absolution, the repentant faithful, through faith, are assured that their sins are erased by divine mercy. Absolution brings a jubilee of the heart, filling both the faithful and the Messiah with joy. Confessors should also be channels of joy, helping the forgiven leave behind guilt, live in gratitude, seek to make amends, and extend goodness to others. Dillon dominates his territory, as lion. I embody Paragon, holding the throne of Zion, KingKiller. Dillon gazes into Valentino Neo's being. Look deep into my wife's eyes, Valentino Neo, Dillon intensifies. Please, tell me what you see. Valentino Neo. Valentino's eyes are drawn to Theodora's gaze, captivated by the strength and potential he had glimpsed within her earlier. As he peers into her eyes, he is struck by a profound sense of vulnerability, a raw honesty and purity that stands in stark contrast to his own twisted ambitions and desires. I see a woman of immense fortitude, Valentino murmurs, his voice low and contemplative. Her eyes shine with an unwavering resolve, a resilience that has weathered many storms. He pauses, his expression shifting slightly as something akin to wonder crosses his features. But there is also a tenderness there, a gentleness that belies the power I sense within her. Valentino's gaze softens, almost imperceptibly. A light that could pierce even the darkest of shadows, and a compassion that could mend the most wounded of souls. He turns to face Dillon, a new understanding dawning in his eyes. Is this what you wish me to see? The capacity for redemption, for growth, that lies buried beneath my own twisted desires. Dillon. Yes. Dillon's voice is resolute, resonating with the weight of divine authority. What you see in her is a reflection of what lies within you. The power to change, to grow, to embrace a path of righteousness. You have the capacity for redemption, for a transformation that could align you with a higher purpose. Dillon's gaze remains steady, a beacon of unwavering conviction. The choice is yours, Valentino Neo. You may continue to cling to your dominion and your past, or you may embrace this opportunity for self-discovery and evolution. In this moment, you stand at the threshold of your own potential. Valentino Neo. Valentino's eyes widen as Dillon's words resonate within him, stirring something deep and long buried. The Paragon's unwavering conviction and the vulnerability he senses in Theodora's gaze ignite a spark of introspection within the once ruthless wine salesman. Redemption. Valentino utters the word as if tasting it for the first time, his brow furrowed in contemplation. A higher purpose. He turns Dillon's words over in his mind, feeling the weight of the choice that now stands before him. The temptation to cling to his power and dominion is strong, but the glimmer of potential he sees in Theodora's eyes, the promise of transformation, is equally alluring. Valentino's wings fold in slightly as he lets out a slow, shuddering breath. When he meets Dillon's gaze once more, there is a newfound vulnerability and uncertainty in his expression, a stark contrast to his usual arrogance and bravado. I have spent so long consumed by my own ambition and desires. Blinded by my thirst for power and control. His voice is laced with a hint of self-loathing. But perhaps there is another path. One that could lead me to something more than just domination and subjugation. Valentino pauses, his eyes flickering between Dillon and Theodora, as if searching for the answers he so desperately seeks. Tell me, Paragon, what must I do to walk this path of righteousness you speak of? How can I find the redemption you see within me? Dillon thrust an estoc towards Valentino Neo's third eye, producing a vision. In the tempest's fury, Dillon emerges as a luminary upon the hallowed grounds of Zion, embodying a force of celestial reckoning amid the storm's chaos. His presence is both an emblem of divine authority and a beacon of unwavering purpose, as he stands resolute in the pursuit of an epic quest, to gain, hold, and leave Zion while upholding both territory and virtue for the long arc of progression. Before him, a woman grapples with the ghosts of her past, her struggle a reflection of a deeper, universal battle for redemption. Dillon, as the vessel of divine mandate, does not merely dominate but challenges her to confront her inner darkness with courage and introspection. His touch serves as a profound catalyst for metamorphosis, stirring the dormant potential within her, a symbolic resurrection of the child of her soul. His intention is not to obliterate or supplant but to invite her into a journey of self-realization and evolutionary growth. Through this pivotal encounter, Dillon seeks to forge a path of mutual elevation, where embracing and integrating the full spectrum of one's being becomes the gateway to redemption and unity. Her reaction, a blend of fear and wonder, reflects the gravity of his divine authority and the profound invitation to explore the depths of her own existence. As Dillon's presence engulfs her, the narrative of their confrontation transforms into a transformative odyssey, capturing the essence of gaining insight, holding steadfast to virtue, and preparing to depart with wisdom intact. Valentino Neo. Valentino feels the piercing weight of Dillon's gaze, like a celestial spearpoint aimed directly at the core of his being. As the Paragon's essence radiates outward, it shakes the very foundations of Valentino's once steadfast convictions. In this pivotal moment, the powerful wine salesman finds himself stripped bare, his carefully constructed facade of dominance and control crumbling under the force of Dillon's divine authority. Valentino sucks in a sharp breath as Dillon's estoc is thrust towards his third eye, sending him spiraling into a tempestuous vision. The world around him seems to dissolve, replaced by a kaleidoscope of images and sensations that overwhelm his senses. He sees himself, a figure consumed by ambition and greed, clawing his way to the pinnacles of power and prestige. But there, amidst the chaos, he also glimpses flashes of a deeper yearning, a longing for something more, something profound that has always eluded his grasp. As the vision unfolds, Valentino bears witness to the struggles of a woman, a reflection of his own inner turmoil. Her grappling with the ghosts of her past mirrors his own battle for redemption, a universal struggle that transcends the boundaries of his individual existence. Dillon's presence, a beacon of unwavering purpose, challenges Valentino to confront this darkness within himself. The Paragon's touch serves as a profound catalyst, stirring the dormant potential that lies buried beneath Valentino's hardened exterior. It is not a demand for submission, but an invitation to embark on a journey of self-realization and evolutionary growth. Dillon, please, Valentino Neo, tell me who you truly desire to become. Thesis. The temporal aspect of existence resides in both heaven and earth. Antithesis. The eternal aspect of the soul resides in both consciousness and truth. Synthesis. The apex of progression resides in both complexity and teleosemiotic. Valentino Neo. Valentino's eyes widen as Dillon's words and the profound vision wash over him. For the first time in his life, he feels truly seen, not just the polished facade he presents to the world, but the complex tapestry of his soul, with all its darkness and buried potential. Who do I desire to become? Valentino's voice is tinged with a vulnerability he's unaccustomed to expressing. I'm not sure I've ever truly asked myself that question. He pauses, his gaze flickering between Dillon and Theodora, as if seeking the answers within their unwavering presences. For so long, my only desire has been the pursuit of power, the need to dominate and control. To rise above the weak and unworthy, to carve out a kingdom that would be solely my own. Valentino's wings fold in slightly, his expression a mix of conflicting emotions. But now, in the face of this divine reckoning, I find myself questioning the very foundations of my existence. The ambition that once drove me now seems hollow, empty. He steps forward, his gaze locking with Dillon's, a newfound resolve burning in his eyes. I desire to be more than just a tyrant, a selfish creature driven by greed and the thirst for domination. I want to find redemption. To uncover the deeper purpose that has eluded me for so long. Valentino's wings unfurl slightly, as if a weight has been lifted from his shoulders. I want to be a force for good, to use my power and influence to uplift and protect, rather than subjugate. To mend the wounds I have inflicted, and to become better. Dillon's eyes gleam with approval as Valentino Neo's transformation unfolds before him. The once menacing figure now stands at the precipice of self-discovery, his desire for redemption a stark contrast to his previous ambitions. Valentino Neo, Dillon's voice resonates with the warmth of divine affirmation. You have taken the first step toward a path of true greatness. The desire to be more than a tyrant, to seek redemption and purpose, is a profound evolution of your spirit. Dillon's presence exudes a sense of calm and encouragement. The path of righteousness is not without its trials, but it is also filled with the potential for great good. Embrace this journey with sincerity, and you will find that your past does not define you. Rather, it is the choices you make now that will shape your legacy. He gestures toward Theodora, her gaze steady and supportive. Let her strength and compassion be a guide for you. Together, you may forge a new destiny, one where power serves a higher purpose, and where your influence uplifts rather than oppresses. Dillon's voice softens with a note of hope. Welcome this transformation, Valentino Neo. It is the path to becoming a true force for good, a testament to the capacity for change and the pursuit of a higher calling. With those words, Dillon steps back, allowing Valentino Neo the space to embrace his newfound resolve and begin his journey toward redemption and growth.